So with the Union reeling in 5 wins out of the last 7 matches, in came the New England Revolution and Talent Energy. And what felt like a trap game for the Union became a trap for the New England Revolution. And here on DOOP By The River, Parceros, we're going to talk about this match. Coming up next. Dale! Mi gente, bienvenidos a DOOP By The River, the show where we follow everything Philadelphia Union. And I really want to thank you for coming back. And if this is your first time, thank you for stopping in at DOOP By The River. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button for those notifications, help this channel grow. So the Union had the toughest stretch of the season this past week, playing 3 games in 7 days. And to finish it off, we ended with the New England Revolution at home Saturday night. In my preview match, I mentioned that this would be a trap game for the Philadelphia Union as they face their first 2-match week in this season. With New England having a legitimate attack and obviously being in last place, so definitely a little desperation, I felt like the Union could not sleep on this team and was really intrigued to see how this Union team would respond here. In situations like this in the past where we have our 3rd match in a week, we've usually seen a Union team roll over on that 3rd match. But on Saturday night, guys, we saw a different team. Now, starting with the lineups for the Philadelphia Union in this match, the formation stayed the same. Jim Kirchin would implement the 4-4-2 diamond, and I said before this match, this is the formation that we need to stick with against New England. Now, as far as the starting lineup goes for this match, in goal, we saw Carlos Coronel get his 2nd start this season. Obviously, Andre Blake and Matt Freese are dealing with injuries, which left the goalkeeping duties to Carlos Coronel. He would have a fantastic match. He was looking like Edison out there, stopping everything, only allowed 1 goal. He was working on Saturday night. And again, I can't stress enough how important it is the depth all over the pitch has been, but especially in our goalkeeping position. Andre Blake and Matt Freese go down, Carlos Coronel stepping it up. And our back line, starting left to right, we would see Guy Wagner, Austin Trusty, Jack Elliott, and Ray Gaddis. Now, of course, we have to start off with Kai Wagner, who's back after his 2-match suspension and have another great match. He would add an assist to his stat line, but it was really great to see Kai come back. Next up, we had Austin Trusty, who, shout out to Austin. I actually met him in person last Friday, and what a great guy he is to begin with. And again, I really want to thank him and appreciate him for the kind words and motivating words that he gave me. But back to the match. Also would have a little difficulty here in the goal that we had, Juan Caicedo, which I mentioned in the preview. We have to keep an eye on him. Juan knows how to get the ball in the net. Juan had a step on Austin Trusty and would be the difference as he would get the lone goal for New England. Other than that, also would have a solid match. Jack Elliott, man, I don't know if this man hates Boston or just loves playing against them, but he seems to always score against the New England Revolution. And he would have a great match. In our midfield, I would get this right again. Same 4 guys we've seen the past 2 matches. Starting left to right, left shuttle midfielder, Jamiro Monteiro. Our number 6 was Harris Meduninin. The right shuttle midfielder, our captain, Alejandro Bedoya. And at the tip of the diamond, we saw Brandon Aronson. Start off again, Jamiro Monteiro, another great match. This guy is literally all over the pitch. The amount of ground this guy covers is amazing. And his skill, again, what else can I say about Jamiro? Great match by you, buddy. In the 85th minute, David Acom would come in for Jamiro Monteiro, having him play far back, a position we've seen him play before, but not often. It wouldn't matter because he would get a goal in this match as well. In the back, Harris Meduninin, a great match as well. He's actually up for Player of the Week in the MLS. Congratulations to him. His assist to Jack Elliott was absolutely spectacular. The vision that Harris has is very underrated. He sees the pitch like no one does, and that number 6 role is perfect for him. And he's been stepping it up defensively as well. We haven't had those same woes that we had the first 2 weeks of this season. Alejandro Bedoya would have another big match as well. He had an assist to his stat line. And Brandon Aronson, unfortunately, would go down with an injury. It doesn't sound too good from what I'm hearing from Jim Kirchin. In the 33rd minute, he seemed to have stepped a little awkwardly and seemed to have gained a hip flexor injury. He would come out in the 36th minute New England Revolution would definitely take advantage of the time he would spend off the pitch as they got their lone goal during that time. I'll keep my ears peeled to see how much time Brandon will miss, but I definitely expect him to miss the next match. But that means that Marco Fabian needs to play this match. I expected him to play Saturday. He took that night off, which is fine. But in Toronto, I better see him suited up and starting. Ilsinho would come in for Brandon Aronson in that 36th minute. And man, Ilsinho went off as always. He would get a goal and it also would get an assist. But again, he had the defenders dangling. And up top, we saw Fafa Pico and Kasper Shabilko get the starts again. And both guys would play great again. Kasper Shabilko would add another goal, making it 3 straight matches with a goal for this season. And in the 64th minute, we would see SSG, Sergio Santos Gomes, come in for Fafita. And boy, SSG made an introduction here. Obviously, we all know Sergio Santos Gomes has been, trying to recover from the injuries suffered beginning of the season. And he finally got his chance out there in this pitch. And Sergio to get 2 goals. He displayed his skill, his movement ability in his box, and the size on this guy. He's going to be something special. I said it from the beginning. This guy is going to be a well-known name in the MLS, and he's starting right now. This match would not start in the favor of the Philadelphia Union, as New England looked like the better team. But they did get the scoring started in the 11th minute. Jack Elliott would get his first goal of the season from a beautiful assist from Harrison Union to put the Union up 1-0. Unfortunately, though, 20 minutes later, that's when Brandon Aronson would start going down with the hip flexor. New England would take advantage of it, as Juan Caicedo got a step on Austin Trusty to put New England leveled up with the Union 1-1. At halftime, Jim Kirchin didn't need to say much. His team already knew what was expected of them and what they needed to do in the second half. And in the start of the second half, the Union got to work. In the 47th minute, Ilsinho knocked in a beautiful chip to catch the goalie looking to put the Union on top 2-1. After that, it was goals galore for the Union, and they let it rain on New England. In the 69th minute, after Sergio Santos Gomes came in 5 minutes prior to get the goal started for his Union career, as he put the Union up 3-1 with a nice little tap-in. 5 minutes later, Sergio would use his awareness and get a rebound to put it back in the net to put the Union up 4-1. In the 86th minute, Kasper Shabilko get in on the fun, putting the score 5-1, and David Akon would put the final blow in the 85th minute, putting the Union up 6-1. The final score of this match, Union 6, Revs 1. So like I mentioned in the first half, New England would dominate the stat line. But in the second half, the Union would turn it around. 19 shots, 15 shots on target, and 63% percentage of possession. Now, when we look at the standings, my favorite part, the Philadelphia Union are still in first place. But right behind them are DC United. They are still with 20 points. And third, we have the Montreal Impact. Fourth, Toronto FC. Fifth, NYCFC. Sixth, Columbus Crew. And the rounded off 7th, Orlando City are holding on to that last spot in the East. And I'll tell you, I wasn't there at the match, but just seeing the scenes there, it looked like so much fun. When the Union are winning like this, and I don't care it's against the last place New England Revolution, this is the pros. No game is given to you. You got to take care of business. And the Union did more than just take care of business on Saturday night. And what they showed me personally is that they are legit this year. They have now won 6 out of their last 8 matches and look like a serious contender. And I will say it again, the depth that this team contains is the best depth in the Eastern Conference. And even better is if you talk to Jim Kirchin or you talk to any of these players on this team, there's a non-complacent attitude with them. Yeah, they're in first place right now. Yeah, they're winning matches, but that's not the final goal. The final goal is making the playoffs, winning a playoff game, getting the MLS Cup. And these guys have that tunnel vision to know that that is the final goal. We got to keep putting little victories like this together. Next up for the Union, it doesn't get any easier as we have to travel to Toronto. And this is going to be a statement match in my opinion. But we'll talk about that on the preview video. But guys, those are my thoughts on the match. Man, it's great times here in Philadelphia. Phillies are in first. The Union are in first. Sixers are in a great series right now with the Toronto Raptors. I can't tell you how happy I am. But guys, in the comments below, let me know what you guys think about the Union in this match and where we're at in the season overall. And please, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button to get those notifications. Help soccer grow in Philadelphia and help this channel grow here. But as always, Parceros, DOOP on.